Anthony Slater here with Eric Horn inside the Peak after what was a commanding Thunder win over the Lakers tonight. Biggest margin of victory of the season. The Thunder won by 40, 118-78. It really was as bad as that sounds.
Pretty quick work for the Thunder tonight. It's the second game in 3 games where they've had everybody play 30 minutes or less. The starters sat the fourth quarter. Kevin Durant was efficient once again. He put up a majority of his points in the first quarter against a rookie and Nick Young. And the Thunder...
I'd rather have the rookie than Nick Young at this point guarding from the Lakers.
It was gruesome. I mean, we got a bad Lakers team in town tonight, and it showed.
Super bad. And then the story of the night was no Kobe either. You know, there was number 24 jerseys lining the stadium, and it was kind of a disappointment for the fans, even for us. You know, you want to see Kobe in his last season. But there'll be another chance. He'll be back April 11th. His final NBA road game is here. Hopefully he's healthy for it. But when we look at the game tonight, you kind of mentioned it right there. It's what I wrote about in my recap. Kevin Durant was guarded by Kobe Bryant, was supposed to be his primary defender, playing the 3, who has 20 years experience. Instead, it was Anthony Brown in the starting lineup tonight. He had 17 career NBA minutes.
Yeah, one of a former teammate of Josh Huestis, Thunder forward Josh Huestis at Stanford. But Anthony Brown's had more D-League minutes in his career than he's had NBA minutes, and it showed tonight. Kevin Durant went at him early. He spun on him on the baseline and dunked pretty easily. And when they pulled him, it didn't get much better with Nick Young.
Yeah, Nick Young. No, Larry Nance, who was kind of in awe Durant post game, I thought was kind of cool. And then Julius Randle, he hit Julius Randle with a nice little 4 crossover shake and bake, was probably the highlight of the night. You mentioned Durant's first quarter. He has 14 points, and the Thunder are up at the end of the first quarter, 35-15. It was over by then. But another quickly I want to talk about tonight. Steven Adams, 4 lobs from Westbrook to Adams. Steven Adams had double-digit points again. He's starting to come on.
Yeah, Steven Adams is starting to look really well. I mean, defensively, he did his normal work against those traditional post players that he's done great work against this year. Roy Hibbert tonight, he did great work against him. And his offensive game is starting to come around. He's starting to catch more of those lobs and anticipate them better when Westbrook gets ready to throw them. And the Thunder had more than a few tonight.
The Thunder get this terrible Lakers team again on Wednesday in Los Angeles. But before then, an intriguing game Monday in Los Angeles. They face the Clippers. It should be a good one.
Yeah. I mean,
another road test.
They get Lob City, and it's going to be another team that's kind of getting overlooked in the West right now because the Golden State and the Spurs are playing so well. So it'll be a matchup of teams that know each other very well and kind of have similar positions right now in the Western Conference race.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. Just like Cleveland, it's a good barometer for this team. At a night like tonight, yes, they played well. Give it to the Thunder, but you don't get to know as much when you see that compared to what we saw in Cleveland. What we'll see Monday against the Clippers. Here's Billy Donovan and some of the other guys talking about
on
tonight.
a night without Kobe. But I think with that being said, I felt like our guys came out pretty focused on a quick turnaround, so to speak, after the back-to-back, and it was good to see our guys maintain their focus there in the second half. I thought we had good ball movement, played unselfishly, and defensively the numbers look good defensively. But be anxious to watch the film and see just actually how well we guarded. But it was good to see everybody get involved, everybody contribute, and everybody help.
Nick Gallo, OKCThunder.com. That third quarter, you had that possession where I think you got 3 offensive rebounds. You're encouraging the guys, pass it. Despite the blow, we got to still try to work on some things here tonight.
Yeah, I think it starts, a lot of times with Russell and Kevin. Kevin made a comment, we need to keep working on that, and they're doing it. And I think when you've got, 2 players like Russell and Kevin that are, that unselfish and willing to pass, and Kevin, bypassed several shots on that possession. They just kept moving the ball, and I think it found Serge in the corner for a 3. So it was good to see them share the ball. And I thought they shared the ball really the whole night. I think we ended up with 28 assists. But I thought our ball movement was good. And there was that possession, I think, epitomized them trying to, really play unselfishly.
This is the second game in 3 games where you've not had anybody exceed 30 minutes. What does that do for a team to have that kind of rest from guys?
Well, I think even though I think Kevin and Russell, both those guys, after the Portland game in the third quarter, got a chance to rest the fourth. You're still playing back-to-back there. I think there still is the emotion, of going from one game to the next. I think they're, definitely is some form of fatigue. You probably can ask them, how they feel. They, I think, do a really good job of taking care of their bodies, and our medical team does a good job of helping them move from one day to the next recovery-wise. But I think over a long season, when guys can rest like that, I think it's always going to be good for them. What kind of dividends that plays or what kind of impact that is for them, they're probably with their bodies better to talk to and ask them about that.
Are there instances where a technical foul isn't necessarily something that you think is a big deal, like when Serge picks up one for like the elbow or something like that? Is that something where you just kind of say, it's
well, I'm anxious to go back and watch the film, because obviously Serge is trying to go in there an offensive rebound, Ennis is trying to rebound. So to see exactly what happened, those plays are down in the lane. I didn't have a clear look to really maybe comment right now. I could probably comment after I watch the film. Certainly we want to stay away from technical fouls, and we don't want to give teams free points, but you don't want to go back and look at those plays and see what they actually look like.
Back to the play, I think Nick asked you about the 3 offensive rebounds and moving the ball over the floor. In a game like this where you're up 26 going into halftime, was that kind of a focus or a message to try to come out and say, let's work on some of our principles, let's try to really play to the identity that we're trying to establish?
Yeah, I've always got a belief that the scoreboard doesn't dictate you doing your job. Everybody's got a job to do while they're out there, and the scoreboard should not dictate us not doing our job. And Kevin and Russell have been, I think, in a lot of ways the catalyst to that. And I think if you look at the way those guys were moving the basketball on that possession, it was great to watch.
True dominating performance on both ends, but it seemed like you guys didn't play. You didn't play.
Just know I'm gonna get you
that way.
Yeah, I felt like just trying to make the right play every time down. Defensively, we just trying to cover for each other. Maybe, like you said, we didn't score. We came in halftime. Coach said, we got to still stick with our principles and still play the game the right way. I think he did a good job.
You had that one possession where you had 3 offensive rebounds. You're clapping before Serge's shot even goes up. What did you see on that play?
That's just good basketball. That's what we need. Everybody touched the ball. Everybody, Russ drove, he kicked. I kicked, Dre kicked. So when everybody touched the ball, that just shifts the defense. And more times than that, that's in our favor. And Serge happened to knock down the shot. When you got good rhythm like that, you got good energy with the ball, touch your hands. You feel good shooting that shot. And Serge happened to knock it down.
They had a lot of rookies, a lot of young guys on the floor, including one starting on the inside, kind of like your chops type situation when you see that.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at chops with whoever's in it, any game, no matter who it is. Some games I come through, some games I don't. Every chance I get, I try to just be me. Tonight they had a rookie on me, but I try not to worry about that and just play my game. And tonight we did a good job.
4 lobs today from Russ to just again. It seems like they're doing more. Can you see it getting comfortable on that play?
Yeah, it's an easy play. You're just athletic as Steven, just toss the ball up there, you go get it.
Seems like things are going pretty well right now. Overall, how do you feel like you guys are playing?
We could be better. That's how I look at it. Just trying to always keep on and never get complacent and settle. So, yeah, we got practice tomorrow. We got a good road trip coming up. We just got to get ready for it.
You kind of disappointed that Kobe wasn't able to play tonight?
Yeah, definitely want to play against him and compete against him. But I'm sure he'll play in LA.
You did the best possible shot. What did you see on the floor just in terms of the way you guys were playing?
Just moving basketball, playing the right way. Regardless of the score, we got to play for ourselves and try to get better as a team.
Yeah, even those minutes when the offense was well in hand, are you guys just trying to continue building as a group during those times?
Just trying to play the right way. Like I said, regardless of what's going on, just trying to build good habits and get ourselves ready for the next game.
The possession in the third quarter where you guys got 3 offensive rebounds, moved the ball over the floor, and Serge knocked down the corner 3. Is that a satisfying type of offensive set where the ball's flying all over the floor?
Like I said, for the 3rd time, we've been doing a good job moving the basketball. We just play the right way regardless of what's going on. We got to be happy with the result.
Can you just talk about hooking up with Steven? It seems like, that's really working for y'all. The alley-oop play, the pick and roll.
Yeah, Steven's, my job is to be able to find him, put the ball above the rim. He's real athletic, and give him the ball where he's more successful, and try to find ways to put the ball above the rim where he can go get it.
You feel like the chemistry is, now there, and you guys are clicking on that, that role that you all usually
better,
get on.
man. Better. We getting used to our sets and used to different tricks and different back doors and different things that come from our sets, and we're just trying to find easy buckets.
Were you disappointed that you didn't get the chance to compete against Kobe today?
We play them again another 2 days, so send them in.
Anybody else for us?